Hi everyone, I welcome you to the orientation of the Ramjas Debating Society. We welcome you to Ramjas College online at least. To introduce you to the society, we're basically a debating society which consists of two wings, Hindi wing and English wing. Both of the wings have their separate debating circuits, but you can take part in both of them, and both of them are very well reputed in the debating circuit of DU. Hindi wings here with their presentation. Let's go.
Hello guys, this is Harshina and I'm the co-president of the Hindi wing. तो अभी हम PPT शुरू करने वाले हैं. आभास प्लीज प्रेजेंट कर दो. तो सबसे पहले आप सभी का स्वागत है और आज ओरिएंटेशन में हम जानेंगे कि रामजस डिबेटिंग सोसाइटी क्या है और उसके जो हमारा हिंदी विंग और इंग्लिश विंग है दोनों कैसे फंक्शन करते हैं और साथ ही साथ कि दोनों में सिमिलैरिटीज क्या हैं और दोनों एक दूसरे से डिफरेंट कैसे हैं. तो हम शुरुआत करेंगे हिंदी विंग से. तो सबसे पहले ये जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि जो हमारा हिंदी विंग है वो 2017 में बना था. तो इतना पुराना नहीं है हमारा विंग और उस टाइम सिर्फ 3 लोगों के द्वारा हिंदी विंग बना गया था और पिछले साल हम 50 से भी ज्यादा लोग थे और इसीलिए हम कोशिश करते हैं कि और आगे हम और लोगों को जोड़ते जाए अपने साथ और सोसाइटी और आगे बढ़ती जाए. तो हम समझते हैं कि हिंदी की जब हम बात करते हैं और डिबेटिंग की बात करते हैं तो दोनों क्यों इतने इम्पोर्टेंस रखते हैं और आज के समय हमें हिंदी में भी क्यों डिबेटिंग को या वाद विवाद को आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए. आवाज नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. हाँ, तो जब भी हम तर्क वितर्क की बात करते हैं या फिर डिबेट की बात करते हैं और हिंदी की बात करते हैं तो सबसे पहले दिमाग में हमारे पास न्यूज चैनल्स आते हैं या फिर मीडिया हाउसेस आते हैं जहाँ पर हम हिंदी में डिबेट देखते हैं और हमें लगता है कि वही असली डिबेट है या वही असली हिंदी डिबेटिंग होती है. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता क्योंकि न्यूज चैनल्स पे या फिर मीडिया में हमें हमेशा रैशनल और फ्रूटफुल हिंदी डिबेट देखने को नहीं मिलता है. तो रामजस वाद विवाद समिति में या फिर हिंदी डिबेटिंग से हमको कैसे वो सीखने को मिलता है वो हम देखेंगे. डिबेटिंग सिर्फ वो नहीं होता जो हम समझते हैं स्कूल में कि हम बहुत लाउडली बात करेंगे और हम थोड़ा सा टेबल चेयर को पीटेंगे और हमारे आर्गुमेंट्स सही हो जाएंगे. ऐसा नहीं होता. आउट ऑफ आर्गुमेंटेशन आपको डिबेट में काम आता है कि चाहे आप धीरे से बोले लेकिन आपके जो आर्गुमेंट्स है वो स्ट्रांग होने चाहिए, आपकी फ्लुएंसी होनी चाहिए और तभी आप एक अच्छे डिबेटर बन सकते हैं. और इसी में हम रामजस वाद विवाद समिति में हिंदी विंग में हम मॉक सेशंस रखते हैं, ट्रेनिंग सेशंस रखते हैं जिसमें आपको डिफरेंट जो डिबेटिंग फॉर्मेट्स हैं उसके बारे में सिखाया जाता है. स्कूल लेवल में ज्यादातर हम कन्वेंशनल डिबेट्स करते हैं लेकिन कॉलेज लेवल में बहुत सारे फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं जिसके बारे में आपको आगे बताया जाएगा. कुछ कंसर्न्स हैं जो कि हिंदी विंग से रिलेटेड होते हैं, जैसे कि क्या हिंदी विंग में ज्वाइन करने के लिए हमें बहुत अच्छी हिंदी आना जरूरी है या फिर हमें बहुत शुद्ध या प्योर हिंदी में बोलना जरूरी है. लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. जो हम रेगुलर हिंदी में बोलते हैं वैसे ही हिंदी हम डिबेट में भी यूज करते हैं. लेकिन जब आप आएंगे और जब हम ट्रेनिंग देते हैं और हम जब मॉक्स प्रैक्टिस करते हैं तब हम फ्लुएंसी भी सीख जाते हैं. तो हिंदी समिति में आने के लिए आपको कोई शुद्ध या फिर प्योर हिंदी आनी जरूरी नहीं है. और एक और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात कि बहुत लोग के क्वेश्चंस या कंसर्न्स होते हैं कि क्या स्कूल लेवल पर हमें ऐसे स्पीच कॉम्पिटिशन से डिबेट कॉम्पिटिशन हमने नहीं जीते या फिर हमने कभी पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया तो क्या हम ऑडिशंस दे सकते हैं या फिर क्लियर कर सकते हैं. तो बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपका कोई स्कूल लेवल पर या स्कूल के टाइम पर कोई प्रायर स्किल हो या कोई प्रायर आपका आपने कभी पार्टिसिपेट किया हो. लेकिन आपका कोई स्कूल लेवल में आपने कभी डिबेट नहीं किया, कभी स्पीच नहीं दिया, तब भी आप ऑडिशंस क्लियर कर सकते हैं. सोसाइटी में ऐसे बहुत से लोग हैं जिन्होंने ऑडिशंस क्लियर किए और अभी सोसाइटी में कॉलेज लेवल पर वो सोसाइटी को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, जीत कर भी आते हैं. और साथ ही साथ एक ये भी चीज की समिति में क्या कि हर कोई एक जगह से नहीं होता. सब लोग अलग अलग बैकग्राउंड से बिलोंग करते हैं. कोई अलग अलग पॉलिटिकल बिलीफ्स रखता है, अलग अलग पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजी रखता है. हो सकता है कि कोई पॉलिटिकल बैकग्राउंड से भी बिलोंग करता हो. लेकिन जब हम सोसाइटी का हिस्सा होते हैं हम इन चीजों को नहीं मायने रखते। आपको न्यूट्रल होकर डिबेट करनी होती है, आपको न्यूट्रल होकर अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करना होता है, और आपको उसी तरीके से दूसरे के व्यूज को भी रिस्पेक्ट करना होता है। और आगे भी हम देखते हैं कि सोसाइटी कैसे काम करती है, उसकी इंटीग्रल फंक्शनिंग क्या है, सोसाइटी के इवेंट्स क्या होते हैं, वो हम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में देखेंगे। तो आवाज भी स्लाइड चेंज कर दो, एंड वो स्लाइड हमको हर्ष बताएंगे। थैंक यू सो मच।
So hi everybody, my name is हर्ष, मैं हिंदी विंग का जनरल सेक्रेटरी हूँ। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं आपको बताऊंगा समिति का उद्देश्य क्या है। रामदास वादविवाद समिति, जैसे हर्षिमा दीदी ने बताया, 2017 में स्टैब्लिश हुई थी। तो उद्देश्य यही था कि फोस्टर करना हिंदी में डिबेटिंग। कहीं ना कहीं एक स्टिग्मेटाइज कर दिया गया था हिंदी को इतने इयर्स में कि नहीं, अगर आप इंग्लिश में डिबेटिंग कर रहे हैं, इंग्लिश में आप डिस्कोर्स कर रहे हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं आप इलीट हैं या आप मतलब लोगों से अलग है। तो स्टिग्मा को खत्म करने के लिए रामदास वादविवाद समिति 2017 के अंदर बनाई गई, और उसका मेन उद्देश्य यही था कि स्टिग्मा को खत्म करना। आगे चलते हुए मैं आपको ये बताऊंगा कि कैसे रामदास वादविवाद समिति है वो सर्किट में अपना योगदान देती है, जो हमारा हिंदी डिबेटिंग सर्किट है, चाहे वो दिल्ली का हिंदी डिबेटिंग सर्किट हो या फिर डीयू का। तो लाइक सर्किट और सोसाइटी का जो रिलेशनशिप होता है वो टू वे होता है, कि हम सर्किट के अंदर जाते हैं, हमें प्लेटफॉर्म्स मिलते हैं डिबेट करने के लिए, हम वहाँ पे डिस्कोर्स में पार्ट लेते हैं, और वही हम भी दूसरे लोगों को प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड करते हैं कि वो हमारे कॉलेज में आए, हमारी सोसाइटी के इवेंट्स में आए और अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कर सके और मतलब डिस्कोर्स का पार्ट बन सके। लेकिन आगे चलते हुए कि रामदास वादविवाद समिति ने हमेशा से ही एक चीज का ट्राई किया है, वो है कि प्रोग्रेसिव डिस्कोर्स को प्रमोट करना। हम हमेशा से जो भी टॉपिक स्टिग्मेटाइज रहे हैं सोसाइटी के अंदर, जैसे कि मेंटल हेल्थ हो गया या सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स हो गया, इन चीजों को जो स्टिग्मेटाइज करे गए हैं सोसाइटी द्वारा, इन चीजों को डिस्कोर्स में लाने का हमने ट्राई किया है। तो कहीं ना कहीं जो हमारे एक मेन उद्देश्य सोसाइटी का वो है कि जो स्टिग्मेटाइज चीज है सोसाइटी के अंदर, उनको डिस्कोर्स के अंदर लाना, प्रोग्रेसिव डिस्कोर्स जो है उसको प्रमोट करना। आगे चलते हुए हमारे सोसाइटी के जो मेंबर्स है, बेशक हिंदी डिबेटिंग सर्किट बहुत पुराना है, लेकिन रामदास वादविवाद समिति 2017 में बनी है, लेकिन हमारे मेंबर्स 2017 के बाद से भी बड़े बड़े डिबेटिंग इवेंट्स में जाते हैं, जीत के आते हैं। हमारे हिंदी सर्किट के अंदर बहुत बड़ा इवेंट होता है एनएसपी, लाइक ओल्डेस्ट पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट इन द हिंदी सर्किट। हर साल हमारे मेंबर्स वहाँ पे ब्रेक करते हैं, और बड़े बड़े इवेंट्स हो गए हिंदू केएमसी, लाइक वी ऑलवेज ब्रेक देयर। जितनी भी नेशनल कन्वेंशनल डिबेट्स होती हैं, वी ट्राई, वी गो देयर एंड वी विन इवेंट्स। तो कहीं ना कहीं रामदास वादविवाद समिति बेशक 2017 के अंदर बनी है, लेकिन हमने सर्किट के अंदर अपना एक नाम बनाया और हमने सर्किट के अंदर अपने लिए प्लेस क्रिएट किया। तो आगे चलते हुए मैं बताऊंगा कि हमारे जो 2 इवेंट्स होते हैं रामदास वादविवाद समिति के, वो कौन से हैं। तो प्लीज आभास नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। तो हमारा जो मेन इवेंट होता है वो होता है कि वाकव्यू, जो होता है एक ओपन पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट, यानी कि अंडर ग्रेजुएट पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट। इसके अंदर फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड ईयर तीनों ईयर्स के मेंबर्स आते हैं, वो आपस में डिबेट करते हैं, डिस्कोर्स करते हैं। तो ये 3 दिन का इवेंट होता है। इसके अंदर पहले दिन आपका एज टेस्ट होता है, और दूसरे दिन आपके राउंड्स होते हैं, और तीसरे दिन आपका क्वार्टर फाइनल, सेमीफाइनल एंड फाइनल्स होते हैं। तो बेसिकली जो हमें डिस्टिंग्विश करता है हिंदी सर्किट के अंदर रामदास वादविवाद समिति को, कि हम उन चुनिंदा सोसाइटीज में से हिंदी सर्किट के अंदर जो एज टेस्ट करवाते हैं। तो एडजुडिकेटेड टेस्ट हमें मानते हैं कि एडजुडिकेटेड टेस्ट होना चाहिए। कहीं ना कहीं जो ब्यूटी है कॉलेज डिबेटिंग की, वो ये है कि आपको जो एज कर रहे हैं, जो आपको जज कर रहे हैं, वो भी कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स है। तो कहीं ना कहीं अगर आप लोग डिबेट करें, आपका टेस्ट हो रहा है, तो कहने कि एज एन एडजुडिकेटर उनका भी टेस्ट होना चाहिए। इस वजह से रामदास वादविवाद समिति अधिनिर्णायक परीक्षा भी करवाती है। आगे चलते हुए हमारा जो दूसरा इवेंट है वो है कपिल रत्न। तो कपिल रत्न जो है एक फ्रेशर इवेंट है। इसके अंदर खाली जो आप लोग आते हैं फर्स्ट ईयर के जो बच्चे आते हैं, सिर्फ जो फर्स्ट ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं वही पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम लोग बिलीव करते हैं कि जो फ्रेशर इवेंट होते हैं उसमें लेवल हेडेड कंपटीशन देना जरूरी है, जहाँ पे जो फ्रेशर्स आए आपस में डिबेट करें। तो ये 2 दिन का इवेंट होता है। इसके अंदर भी एडजुडिकेटेड टेस्ट होता है, एज ब्रेक दिए जाते हैं, और कहीं और आपका जो सेकंड होता है उसी के अंदर आपके क्वार्टर फाइनल्स, सेमीफाइनल्स और फाइनल्स करवाए जाते हैं। तो ये फ्रेशर जो इवेंट हमारा कपिल रत्न, ये भी कहीं ना कहीं हिंदी सर्किट के अंदर हम उन चुनिंदा सोसाइटीज में से हैं जो फ्रेशर इवेंट करवाते हैं। तो जो हमारा कपिल रत्न होता है ये फ्रेशर सीजन के दौरान होता है अक्टूबर में, और जो वाकव्यू होता है वो हमारा होता है कि जो प्रॉपर डिबेटिंग सीजन होता है फेब या मार्च के अराउंड। तो अब की बार तो हमारा कपिल रत्न ड्यू टू कोरोना क्राइसिस ऑनलाइन हुआ था, लेकिन होपफुली अगली बार विल ट्राई टू हैव इट ऑफलाइन विद ऑल यू गाइस। थैंक यू। अब नमन आपको सोसाइटी की समता नीति और इक्विटी पॉलिसी के बारे में बताएंगे।
ठीक है, समस्त साथियों को नमस्कार। मैं नमन सुखाल, रामदास वादविवाद समिति का उपाध्यक्ष हूँ। और जिस प्रकार से शुरुआत में ही हर्षिमा दी ने आपको स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि रामदास वादविवाद समिति में आप तर्क वितर्क पर बात करेंगे। अब बात यह आ जाती है साथियों की, जब आप विद्यालय से महाविद्यालय के स्तर में आते हैं तो आप कई प्रकार की नए विभिन्न प्रकार की बातों को और डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स पर आप बात करते हैं। इसके अंदर कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स आते हैं जब आप बात बात करते करते बहस गर्मा गर्मी पर आ जाती है, या जो समिति है, समिति एक समिति का जो कार्यशाला का जो स्ट्रक्चर है, उसके अंदर जब हम कार्य करते हैं तब हम कई प्रकार के लोगों से मिलते जुलते हैं और उस संदर्भ में हम कई दफा हम डिस्क्रिमिनेशन फेस कर सकते हैं, कई दफा हम हरासमेंट फेस कर सकते हैं। तो इस संदर्भ में जब हमने देखा कि जब हम समिति में कार्य करते हैं और कोई भी सदस्य अगर एक दूसरे से अनकंफर्टेबल हो रहा है या उसको किसी भी प्रकार का ग्रीवेंस है सोसाइटी के अंदर, तो उसको एक अच्छी तरीके से, एक सुचारू रूप से और एक कंप्लीट जस्टिफाइड वे के अंदर हमको उसको न्याय प्रदान करना है। और समिति के अंदर जो पीसफुल माहौल है, और सर्वप्रथम जो नॉर्थ कैंपस और खास तौर पर रामजस महाविद्यालय का जो सेफ स्पेस का जो कंसेप्ट है, उसको हमको सुरक्षित रखते हुए कार्य करना है। अब सेफ स्पेस की जब मैं बात करता हूं तब वो बात ये आ जाती है कि हम आपके विचारों को, आपके तर्कों को पूरी तरीके से छूट देते हैं। आप किसी पर भी अपने विचारों को बिना किसी रोक टोक के आप प्रस्तुत कर सकते हैं। आपके अपने मन के मतों को यहाँ पर संरक्षण दिया जाता है, परंतु फिर बात वही आ जाती है कि एक लिमिटेड वे में, एक कंस्ट्रक्टेड वे में जब आप उसको प्रेजेंट करेंगे तब वो बात अच्छी रहेगी। परंतु जब वो लोगों के साथ डिस्कोर्स में आएगी या फिर किसी भी प्रकार का कंफ्लिक्ट क्रिएट होता है, तो उस कंफ्लिक्ट के रिजोल्यूशन के लिए हमारे यहाँ पर इक्विटी कमेटी है। अब इक्विटी कमेटी अपने आप में एक बहुत सुचारू कमेटी है जो अपने आप में इन्वेस्टिगेट करती है माहौल, उस प्रकरण का। उसके बाद दोनों तर्कों को अच्छे रूप से समझने के पश्चात वो अपना न्याय प्रस्तुत करती, ताकि कोई भी घाटे में नहीं जाए, सबको अच्छे से न्याय दिया जा सके। और ये बात स्पष्ट करते हुए, बात बताते हुए मैं बहुत गौरवान्वित महसूस करता हूँ कि रामजस वाद विवाद समिति के अंदर हिंदी का जो सर्किट है, उसमें रामजस वाद विवाद समिति इकलौती समिति है जिसके पास अपनी गठित इक्विटी कमेटी है। पहले यहाँ पर इक्विटी कमेटी केवल और केवल इवेंट्स के दौरान पर होती थी, परंतु अब हमारे पास एक 24 घंटा एक सुचारू रूप से कार्य करने वाली इक्विटी कमेटी है जो हमेशा अपने सदस्यों के लिए तत्पर रहती है और हमेशा अच्छा न्याय देने के लिए कार्य करती है। धन्यवाद।
सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नमन ने आपको सारी सीरियस बातें बता दी कि कैसे सोसाइटी की एक फॉर्म में फंक्शनिंग होती है, लेकिन लाइक वी आर नॉट दैट सीरियस गाइज, हम लोग मजे भी करते हैं। तो बेसिकली हम लोग अभी मिले थे लाइक पूरी सोसाइटी मीट कैंपस के अंदर ही कमला नगर में। सो लाइक वी होप लाइक ऑडिशंस के बाद हम सब भी मिल पाए। होपफुली हम लोगों ने तो ऑनलाइन मॉक किए, हम आप लोगों के साथ बैठ के एम्पी थिएटर में या फिर आर्ट्स फैक में मॉक कर सकें। तो बेसिकली हम लोगों का यही मनोरंजन होता है। इवेंट्स के बाद हम थोड़ा स्टीम ग्लो करते हैं, एक दूसरे पर मीम्स बनाते हैं, ऑब्वियसली विदाउट एनी डिग्रेडिंग अदर्स। So like yeah, this is the fun things we have at Ramjas Vaad Vivad Samiti. Next.
हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्ते सभी को। मेरी आवाज आ रही है? ओके। सबसे पहले जब आप दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में आते हो और दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में जब आप कोई भी प्रतियोगिता में जाते हो, वाद विवाद में जाते हो, तो आपके समक्ष जो आपके स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है 4 प्रकार के वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय के विभिन्न जो महाविद्यालय है वो आयोजित करते हैं। तो सबसे पहला है पारंपरिक वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता। आपने अपने विद्यालयों में भी की होगी। जो नॉर्मल एक होता है पारंपरिक वाद विवाद में कि आपको आके सबसे पहले विषय के पक्ष में अपना मत रखना होता है, फिर आपका जो साथी होता है वो आके विषय के विपक्ष में अपना मत रखता है, फिर अगर जो प्रश्नोत्तरी का जब क्रम आता है तो आपसे प्रश्न पूछे जाते हैं। तो पारंपरिक वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में जो होते हैं, तो उसमें आप जब जाते हो तो आपको काफी कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा। इसके अलावा पारंपरिक वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता में आप ये सीखोगे कि स्कूल में जो आप वाद विवाद करते थे और जो विश्वविद्यालय में वाद विवाद करते हो उसमें काफी ज्यादा अंतर है। स्कूल में आपके दिमाग में जो भी आता था आप बोल देते थे, लेकिन जब आप कॉलेज में आओगे तो हमें हमारे सीनियर्स ने ये सिखाया था कि जो पहले 20 पॉइंट तुम्हारे दिमाग में आए उसे एक पेपर पे लिखो और उसे फाड़ो और फेंको, फिर 21वें पॉइंट से 40वें पॉइंट तक जाओ। तो ये होता है दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय का पारंपरिक वाद विवाद। अब दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय के वाद विवाद की जो जान कही जाती है वो होता है संसदीय वाद विवाद। तो संसदीय वाद विवाद आप लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि जैसे लोकसभा और राज्यसभा में होता है, टीवी पे आप लोग जो देखते हो कि फाइल उठा के पटकी जा रही है या फिर माइक तोड़ा जा रहा है या फिर लोग वॉकआउट कर रहे हैं, तो वैसा कुछ हमारे यहाँ पे नहीं होता है। तो दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में जब आप आते हो तो संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता में जब देखते हो तो ब्रिटिश संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता होती है हमारे यहाँ। इसमें दो दो लोगों की टीम होती है, जिसमें आपको ये करना होता है कि जो पहले आपको अपना मत चुनना होता है कि आप विषय के टॉस के बाद मत चुनना होता है कि आप विषय के पक्ष में हो या विपक्ष में हो। फिर एक एक वक्त आके अपना विषय रखता है, फिर आपसे जो प्रश्नोत्तरी का क्रम होता है उसमें 2 मिनट का प्रश्नोत्तर आपसे किया जाएगा और फिर अंत में जाके आपसे जो निर्णायक होंगे, निर्णायकों का फैसला सर्वमान्य होगा और आगे की आपकी जो भी फैसले होंगे वो होंगे। धन्यवाद।
एक सेकंड। हाँ, तो बेसिकली मेरे से जो उम्मीद किया जा रहा है यहाँ पे बोलने का वो दो है। मैं टर्न कोड के बारे में बताऊंगा और दूसरा है एक्सटेम्पोर के बारे में बताऊंगा। तो सबसे पहले ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि बहुत कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन जो आप लोग आए। रामजस एक बहुत सेफ स्पेस है और ख़ास करके जो डिबेटिंग सोसाइटी है वो और भी ज़्यादा सेफ स्पेस है विद रामजस। लेकिन जैसा कि आप लोगों को पता होगा, इक्विटी से कोई डरने का बात नहीं है, क्योंकि इवन सेफ स्पेसेस में क्या होता है, क्योंकि लार्जर सोसाइटी से ही लोग आ रहे होते हैं तो कभी कभी कुछ हो जाता है, तो हमारे पास एक मैकेनिज्म है कि अगर कुछ हो जाए तो उसको हम ठीक करेंगे। जहाँ तक सवाल टर्न कोट का है, तो टर्न कोट में आपको टॉपिक दिया जाता है। टॉपिक में फिर आपसे उम्मीद की जाती है कि आप एक फिक्स्ड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम, जो कि 2 मिनट और 3 मिनट का हो सकता है, वो उस सब्जेक्ट के पक्ष में बोलेंगे और तुरंत उसके बाद एक टैप मिलेगा और आपको अपना मोशन बदल देना है, तो आप उसको विपक्ष में बोल रहे होंगे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि जो मोदी जी का काम है वो बहुत अच्छा है, ये टॉपिक है, अब आप इस टॉपिक के पक्ष में बोल रहे होंगे, फिर यहाँ पे एक टैप आएगा, तुरंत आप बोलना स्टार्ट कर देंगे कि मोदी जी ने जो काम करा वो बहुत बुरा है। तो बेसिकली ये है टर्न कोड। हाँ, अब टर्न कोड कैसे किया जा सकता है, जैसे कि एक टॉपिक जो कि सेकेंडरी स्कूल से जो है सेक्स एजुकेशन कंपलसरी होना चाहिए। तो आप पहले बोल रहे हैं कि क्यों कंपलसरी होना चाहिए, मतलब बतेरे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं कि इसलिए कंपलसरी होना चाहिए, क्योंकि यही होता है जब बच्चे सीख रहे होते हैं, उनका प्यूबर्टी स्टार्ट होता है, तो उनको समझ में आना चाहिए कि उनके साथ क्या हो रहा है। और जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन का भी काम एक करता है सेक्स एजुकेशन। बहुत सारे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स है, पर उसके बाद क्या, 2 मिनट के बाद क्या आप ये बोलना स्टार्ट कर देंगे कि एक ऑप्शन हो सकता है कि आप ऐसा बोल सकते हैं बेसिकली कि नहीं यार, सेक्स एजुकेशन पढ़ा के क्या करो, उससे तो हमारी संस्कृति खराब हो जाएगी। एक पॉसिबिलिटी है। पर दूसरा पॉसिबिलिटी इस टॉपिक में ये भी है कि सेकेंडरी स्कूल से सेक्स एजुकेशन पढ़ा के क्या करोगे, क्योंकि सोसाइटी का कंडीशनिंग जो है वो तो जब बच्चा पैदा होता है तभी से सोसाइटी का कंडीशनिंग हो जाता है कि कौन से रंग का कपड़ा पहनना है, लड़की है तो कैसे बिहेव करना और दुनिया भर की चीजें। तो ये जो सेक्स एजुकेशन है वो आपको क्लास 1 से पढ़ाना पड़ेगा। तो ऐसा बहुत सारा है। अब कभी कभी हो सकता है कि आपने जो टर्न कोर्ट में बोला उसके ठीक अपोजिट आप बोल रहे होंगे। अब आपने जो कुछ 2 मिनट पहले बोला था आप उन्हीं बातों को काट रहे होंगे। पर कभी कभी ऐसा ऑप्शन हो सकता है कि आप नए डिस्कोर्स में उस डिबेट को ले जाए। दूसरा है एक्सटेम्पोर। एक्सटेम्पोर में बेसिकली यही होता है कि आपको टॉपिक दिया जाएगा ऑन द स्पॉट और आपसे उम्मीद की जाएगी कि 5-10 मिनट 15 मिनट के प्रिपरेशन के बाद आप उस टॉपिक पे बोलिए। खास करके एक्सटेम्पोर में अब कैसे किया जाए, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि एक्सटेम्पोर और टर्न कोर्ट जो है बहुत ज्यादा इवेंट्स होते हैं। जो अधिकतर इवेंट्स होते हैं वो पीडी पारंपरिक वाद विवाद और दूसरा सीडी का होता है। तो एक्सटेम्पोर के लिए या फिर टर्न कोर्ट के लिए आपको अलग से मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं है। जो मेहनत डिबेटिंग में लोग करते हैं वही मेहनत करिएगा तो फिर आप ये एक्सटेम्पोर और टर्न कोर्ट भी बहुत आसानी से खेल लीजिए। मतलब खेलना तो नहीं, उसमें भी आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं बहुत आसानी से। तो क्या मेहनत करना होगा बेसिकली एक तो जो कुछ दिनों का प्रैक्टिस होता है, स्टार्टिंग डेज का जो प्रैक्टिस होगा, जो मॉक्स होगा, वो बहुत फ्रूटफुल होता है। कैसे डिबेट किया जाता है, कैसे आर्ग्यूमेंट किया जाता है, ये बहुत जल्दी आपको पता चल जाता है स्टार्टिंग के ही मॉक्स में। 10-15 मॉक या 1 महीने 2 महीने में एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ जाएगा। पर जो दूसरा है वो है कि सिलेबस का पढ़ना, मतलब बस सिलेबस का नहीं, एक फिलॉसफी पढ़ना और दुनिया भर की चीजों को पढ़ते रहना। अगर आप चीजों को नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं तो फिर वही होगा कि आप जैसे रिपब्लिक पे या फिर किसी न्यूज चैनल पे लोग झगड़ रहे होते हैं, तो फिर आप भी एक अच्छे तरीके से बस झगड़ते हुए पाए जाइएगा, आपका अपना कोई डेवलपमेंट नहीं होगा। अखबार पढ़ना, चीजों को खास करके फिलॉसफी का थोड़ा बहुत समझ होना, समाज को पहचानने का एक नया नजरिया होना, इन सब चीजों का होना जरूरी है।
हेलो हर्ष, मेरी आवाज आ रही है? एक बार आप बता सकते हो?
हाँ अनुभव, आपकी आवाज आ रही है पूर्ण रूप से।
शुक्रिया हर्ष। सभी को नमस्कार और सभी नव आगंतुकों का स्वागत और अभिनंदन। शुक्रिया अमन भैया। तो उपलब्धियां किसी भी समिति के लिए बेहद खास होती हैं और हमारी ये सफलता और ये इसका जो परिणाम है, ये अग्रजों के अथक प्रयास और लगन के साथ उनकी जो सिखाने की प्रक्रिया है और उसे दृढ़ संकल्पित भाव से सीखने का हुनर रखने वाले हम अनुज, जिसे निरंतर समिति की जो अस्मिता है उसे लेकर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। तो उपलब्धियों की श्रृंखला में आगे बढ़ते हुए मैं शुरुआत करता हूं संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता से, जो कि दिल्ली डिबेटिंग सर्किट की सबसे प्रचलित और प्रसिद्ध फॉर्म ऑफ डिबेट मानी जाती है। रामजस वाद विवाद समिति ने सिर्फ 4 वर्षों में ही सर्किट में अपना एक अलग स्थान बना लिया है, जिसे हम सब निरंतर आगे लेकर बढ़ रहे हैं। तो इस सत्र की शुरुआत होती है शिवाजी भोसले संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता के साथ, जिसमें रामजस महाविद्यालय उपविजेता के साथ अपना स्थान दर्ज कराता है। इसके बाद इस श्रृंखला को आगे बढ़ाते हुए दयाल सिंह फ्रेशर्स पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट में विजेता के रूप में, दयाल सिंह संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता में सेमीफाइनलिस्ट के रूप में, और ये कड़ी आगे बढ़ते हुए शहीद भगत सिंह में सेमीफाइनलिस्ट के रूप में, हंसराज में सेमीफाइनलिस्ट के रूप में, सत्यवती में सेमीफाइनलिस्ट के रूप में, और ऐसे ही आगे बढ़ते हुए डीआरसी संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता में क्वार्टर फाइनलिस्ट के रूप में हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। इसके बाद सत्र के दौरान जितनी भी पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट हुई, रामजस महाविद्यालय ने उसको न सिर्फ ब्रेक किया बल्कि एक अच्छे स्थान के साथ अपना स्थान भी बनाया। और इस सत्र की जो अंतिम पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट थी, संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता थी, जो कि आयोजित की गई थी शहीद भगत सिंह महाविद्यालय के द्वारा, उस प्रतियोगिता में भी रामजस महाविद्यालय ने सेमीफाइनलिस्ट के रूप में अपना स्थान बनाया। तो सर्किट को रामजस महाविद्यालय से हमेशा से उम्मीद रही है और उन उम्मीदों पर हमेशा से रामजस महाविद्यालय, रामजस वाद विवाद समिति खरी उतरती रही है। तो कुल मिलाकर हम ये कह सकते हैं, हमारी जो मंजिल है, हम जिस दृढ़ संकल्पित भाव के साथ बढ़ रहे हैं, हम सदैव उस पर खरे उतरे हैं और हमें ये उम्मीद भी है और पूरा भरोसा भी है कि हमारे साथ जो नए अनुज जुड़ेंगे उस पर भी वो खरे उतरेंगे। तो कुछ शब्द हैं कि जो हमारी मंजिल है पूरी तरीके से वो है इस प्रकार कि जो हमारा सफर है वो बहुत खूबसूरत है मंजिल से भी। तो अब मैं नेहा को बोलना चाहूंगा। नेहा।
शुक्रिया अनुभव, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी।
तो जैसे कि अनुभव ने बताया कि किस तरीके से हमने विगत वर्ष में संसदीय वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता में अचीवमेंट्स किए हैं, उसी के साथ डिबेटिंग के बहुत सारे अन्य प्रारूप भी होते हैं, जैसे कि सिद्धार्थ भैया और अमन भैया बताकर गए, सीडी, एक्सटेम्परी, टर्न कोट, जैम, इलोक्यूशन, स्पीच। इन सभी फॉर्मेट्स में विगत वर्षों में रामजस वाद विवाद समिति ने सिर्फ पार्टिसिपेट ही नहीं किया, बल्कि उसमें अपना बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस भी दिया है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल के लिए यूथ पार्लियामेंट, डिबेट अड्डा, वॉइस फॉर इंडिया, विचार विमर्श, ऑक्सफोर्ड स्टाइल डिबेट में समिति के सदस्यों ने अपना कीर्तिमान स्थापित किया। ये सारे कॉम्पिटिशंस सिर्फ दिल्ली डिबेटिंग सर्किट में ही नहीं, बल्कि नेशनल लेवल डिबेटिंग कॉम्पिटिशंस थे। इसके अलावा समिति के सदस्यों को अधिनिर्णायक की भूमिका के लिए भी अन्य महाविद्यालयों द्वारा आमंत्रित किया जा चुका है। इसके उपरांत समिति इंट्रा एवं इंटर कॉलेज भी कराती है। दर्शन करने को एप्रिशिएशन लेटर दिया जाता है। साथ ही कपरत्न एवं वाकव्यू, जो कि हमारे दो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स हैं, उसमें हमारे सभी मेंबर्स एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी वर्क करते हैं और एट द एंड ऑफ द कॉम्पिटिशन हमें एप्रिशिएशन लेटर दिया जाता है। अतः एंड में हम ये कह सकते हैं कि आज हमारी समिति निश्चित रूप से हर नए दिन एक नई शुरुआत कर रही है, नए पैगाम पर पहुंच रही है और आने वाले समय में डिबेटिंग सर्किट में एक नया कीर्तिमान स्थापित करने की ओर लगन है। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
नहीं, जब कूद जाता है ना तो एक मोटा गार्ड जाती है और लेकिन मैं पता है जहाँ ऐसे वहीं नहीं खेलूंगा तो नहीं बनेगी। मैं तो एक होता है अंदर कुछ है तो बात नहीं। इधर आओ तो कोई मेरे ना
एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड वाइज सारा प्रणीता को एक्सप्लेन करना था ऑडिशन का प्रोसेस, तो मैं बता देती हूँ शॉर्ट में। तो ऑडिशंस हिंदी विंग के हम 13 दिसंबर से शुरू करेंगे एंड ऑडिशन के फिर 3 राउंड्स होते हैं। पहला राउंड होता है कन्वेंशनल डिबेट, जिसमें आपको 5 मिनट पहले टॉपिक दिया जाता है और उसमें आपको बोलना होता है 2 या 3 मिनट के लिए, और जो लोग उसमें सेलेक्ट होते हैं वो दूसरे राउंड में जाते हैं। दूसरा राउंड होता है हमारा ग्रुप डिस्कशन। ग्रुप डिस्कशन में भी आपको एक विषय दिया जाता है और आपको 8 या 10 मिनट का टाइम दिया जाता है। उसके बाद ग्रुप डिस्कशन करते हैं। हम ये जज किया जाता है, जो क्राइटेरिया होता है कि आप क्या आर्गुमेंट्स दे रहे हैं, जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे से बोलना है या फिर बहुत ज्यादा आपको इस पर ध्यान देना है कि आप कैसे बोल रहे हैं कैसे नहीं बोल रहे, लेकिन आपकी जो आर्गुमेंटेशन है, जो आपके पॉइंट्स है या फिर जो आपका ओपिनियन है वो ज्यादा मैटर करता है, आपका कंटेंट ज्यादा मैटर करता है। और जो लास्ट राउंड होता है, जो थर्ड राउंड है, वो हमारा होता है पर्सनल इंटरव्यू। तो ये हमारे 3 राउंड में ऑडिशंस होते हैं और जो रामजस वाद विवाद समिति है वो 13 दिसंबर से 13 दिसंबर से ऑडिशंस अपना शुरू करेगी और आपको यूट्यूब लाइव लिंक इस पे लाइव पर आपको लिंक भी मिल जाएगा रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के लिए, दोनों ही विंग का। आप दोनों ही विंग में रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। आप चाहे तो हिंदी विंग में भी ऑडिशन दे सकते हैं और इंग्लिश विंग में भी दे सकते हैं, और अगर आप दोनों ऑडिशंस क्लियर करते हैं तो आप दोनों ही विंग का एक साथ हिस्सा भी बन सकते हैं। धन्यवाद। और कोई भी अगर आपके पास क्वेश्चंस हैं हिंदी विंग को लेकर तो आप प्लीज अपना लाइव चैट पर डाल दीजिए, फिर हम लास्ट में इंग्लिश विंग की ओरिएंटेशन के बाद क्वेश्चंस ले लेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच।
Hi everyone.
Go on, Vikrant.
Hi everyone. So we'll start with the English wing orientation now. We'll take all your questions at the end. So we'll just give you a very brief idea about the English wing of the society as well, and थोड़ा सा idea about the auditions and the trial process. So I'll just first explain what debating looks like in college. It's very different from the debates that we usually had in schools, where competitive debating in college is mostly impromptu debating. So I'll tell you the debate formats also, but mostly it's impromptu debating where you have to think on the spot and you have to have a lot of knowledge about things, and then you are given a motion and you need to speak about it. So the most common formats which are involved in this activity are so there are 2 most important formats, and there's a third which is slightly lesser known, but then that's also important part of the debating circuit. So the first one is the Asian parliamentary format, the second one is the British parliamentary format, and the third one is conventional debates. So I'll explain a bit about the Asian and the British parliamentary and just give you a brief about some other workings of the society as well. So Asian parliamentary is basically when you have 2 teams of 3 each, which is very different from the usual 1 versus 1 that we had in school. So you have to essentially work in a team, and you can go in teams representing the college, and also you can team up with your friends from other colleges and do that as well. So, and the topics that are involved in these debates can be anything. They're not restricted to, say, politics or even a particular issue of international relations or anything like that. It's everything across the world that you see. You may have to debate on that at some point. So don't worry, we'll tell you how to debate on it, and we'll tell you how to debate on specific themes as well, but we'll do that in our training sessions for sure. So what essentially happens is that you're given a motion, and then you're given a side, and then you have only 25 minutes to prepare all your thoughts before you are asked to give a 7-minute 20-second speech. So even if this time limit is seeming like a lot now, trust me, when you start debating a lot, it really doesn't matter, because you think that this is the time you essentially run out of time when you start speaking and you have so many points to cover. So the next format is British parliamentary. While Asian parliamentary is extremely common, especially in the Delhi colleges, we think that British parliamentary is also becoming very popular, as it is the format which is recognized in the World Championship that happens every year, and moreover, it's an extremely important format as well. So in this, instead of the two teams that were there in Asian parliamentary, there are four teams here, and there are two from government, which are opening government and closing government, and there are two from opposition, which is opening and closing opposition. So it's slightly different because unlike Asian parliamentaries, you don't have a clear winner and a clear loser. You have four teams which are ranked from which are ranked from first to fourth, and then you're given points accordingly. And instead of the 25-minute prep time that we have before Asian parliamentaries, we now only have a 15-minute prep time before BPs. But even these are an extremely engaging form of, say, debate, and I'm sure you'll love learning about these as well. Just to give, like, apart from formats, we'll teach you this in much more detail once you've cleared the trial process, and we'll brief you about the trial process very shortly as well. But I just wanted to say that in the English wing and in the entire SOC as well, we will definitely train you to the best that we can, and we'll invest a lot of time in making sure that you learn these concepts, because I think debating is an extremely helpful activity, and it's also very fun. So I remember that the little time that we were able to spend in college actually going there, DebSoc was a very important part of, going to college, spending a lot of time in the society and having fun. And I mean, it's an honor to be here today and address all of you. I'm sorry I couldn't turn on my camera. I have really bad net here, but yeah, so I think it'll be a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. So all the best to the trials, and the others will explain from here.
So conventional debating is the next format that we'll be discussing. This is a format that most of you would know from some experiences that some of you guys have had in schools with debating. It's a fairly simple concept. There are two teams considering of one member each. One member speaks in favor of the motion and the other member speaks against the motion. The topic is given to you beforehand a day or two, and you speak for 4 minutes in total, which includes your speaking time and the questioning and interrogation that comes along with it. Don't be scared by the college formats that you listen to about here. It's nothing to get intimidated by. We'll train you very well on it, and after a month of training, these will be very easy to get used to. So don't get intimidated by these, a 7-20 minute speech or something like that. You'll be able to do it. This we can guarantee on our side. Now, an essential part of debating as an activity is judging debates, or how we call it in the circuit, adjudicating debates. Adjudicating debates is a very major part of debating, and it also helps you think better and judge what sides tell you and weigh out whatever they tell you. So basically, adjudicating is where a person, after listening to a whole debate where one person speaks in favor of the motion and the other team speaks against it, decides upon a verdict and tells you which side wins and why. So then the adjudicator goes on to justify why they think which side wins. And we train you in this activity as well. We tell you how to justify your feedbacks better. We tell you how to explain to the teams on which points did they exactly lose. Then the teams go on to mark your justification and the feedback that you give to them. This is a very good activity and something that we promote in our society because it gives you a sense of clarity when you listen to arguments. The highest scoring adjudicators in tournaments are also awarded with handsome cash prizes. So that's another side benefit if you guys get really good at it. Then there is debating as a life skill, which Agastya will talk to you about.
Hi everyone. Dave, can you confirm that I can be heard and seen? Cool, perfect. So I'm going to talk to you about how debating is like more than just an activity where you go and yell at each other and just argue on things, right? It is something which is actually going to help you throughout as a person, as like and as well as like a student in terms of like your future plans of studying, etc., etc., right? So the first thing that like debating can offer to you as a life skill is like emboldening your CV, right? Because like there are a lot of like tournaments where if you reach like, for example, the qualifiers of a tournament, or you're able to perform extremely well in like one of the tournaments that you are going to participate in, debating goes ahead and actually benefits your career as a student, right? You can put these achievements inside your CV, and when you like go out of college, or when you're applying for like internships, etc., you can actually go ahead and like show them that these are the achievements that I've accumulated over the years as a debater, right? So if like the adrenaline rush or like the spirit of arguing is not enough of an incentive for you to join the DebSoc, it also has like these utilitarian benefits that you can like derive out of it, right? The next thing that like debating can help you as like a person is broadening the horizon of how your brain works, right? Because we all have certain set of ideas that are like emboldened inside of our heads, right? The fact that debating is not something which is completely relied on, like, for example, facts or purely like surveys or statistics, etc., it challenges you to like it like drives you to challenge the way that you think, right? It goes ahead and it makes you research. It like opens up to you it opens up to you new ideas and new opinions which you need to read up on, which you essentially need to go ahead and understand in order to perform well in debates, right? So debate not only does it help you for broaden the way that you think, it also helps you learn new concepts and unlearn the things that you might previously believe in, right? What does like debating then do in terms of like your career, right? Debating also goes like, you are also offered, for example, scholarships by various international universities if you are a good debater, right? If like your CV matches up to their expectations, they will go ahead and offer you like fee subsidies, scholarships on the basis of like your debating. They're going to induct you in their debating SOCs. You're going to debate for that college, and on top of that, you get to study in those colleges as well, right? Money. Like we all know that how important it is as like students, right? We all like want to go ahead and like make as much as we can from wherever we can, right? And debating is something which is going to help you in that, right? In that as well. How? Once you go ahead and you do well in debates, you get invited to various tournaments to judge for them, right? Now, of course, why would I just go to a tournament and like spend 5 rounds the whole day adjudicating kids who might not be that well at debating? Why do I want to do that? I want to do that because money is also an incentive in debating. You get paid to adjudicate at various tournaments, and like debating is something which offers you like handsome cash rewards. It is something that you can do on like weekend basis, and I promise you that like your week's expenditure can be covered if you like do well at a tournament on a weekend. Finally, debating has also yielded a lot of like prominent personalities in the world, right? Debating is something which was a part of like very like notable people, like which you can see on the slide, like Justin Trudeau, etc. And most of the people who do exceedingly well in debate in the international circuit, people who like go to WDC, people who like do well in like very, very big international tournaments, are usually people who are also doing extremely well in life. There are people who are working in like big newspapers. There are people who are working as analysts. There are people who are working as accountants. There are people who are working as like firm managers. Harish Natarajan, for example, is considered to be like one of the world's best debater. He has won the most amount of tournaments. His life is sorted, right? He's like placed in one of the biggest companies in the world. He's earning a lot of money. He's being invited to news channels to speak at, right? So debating is something which is going to craft you as a person, make you learn new things, and definitely make sure that you reach great heights in your life. And yeah, that's it. Over to the next slide.
All right, great. I'll simply assume that I'm audible, because if I'm not, it's going to be very embarrassing. I'm the tech guy. All right. Thank you very much, Agastya. So Agastya basically told you how awesome debating is. I'm here to tell you how we debate in this society. So what we do, let me brief you about the structure of the society, how we function as a society, and then we'll talk about how we function within the society, how we organize the debates, and how we have been organizing one of the greatest tournaments in the circuit for past 16 years. Okay, so first of all, in our society, we have both the wings combined. We are one society. These aren't separate societies. These are just separate linguistics. So you can be in both the sides at the same time. So the society has 7 democratically elected representatives, basically 7 people who will be calling the shots and who you will reach out to in case you want anything changed, or you want to tell them anything, or want to do anything with the society's functioning. And then after these 7 democratically elected representatives take care of the Hindi and English wings. These are linguistic wings wherein the only division is that one of them prefers English and one of them prefers Hindi. Moreover, in our society, we have to ensure a safe space. We have to make sure that everyone is heard and no one is suppressed because someone else is speaking or someone else is trying to suppress them. So for that, we have a very well-functioning equity committee and a gender cell, which ensures that any participant in the activity, whether in the society or not, or anyone in the society or anyone representing the society or college anywhere, does not harm or get harmed by other people. And if they are harmed, justice is provided to them as quickly and as justifiably as possible. Moreover, you also have a gender cell which makes sure that there is representation across the democratically elected representatives, across the equity committee, and within the society as well. All of this, after ensuring smooth functioning, allows us to function as a family, wherein we can goof out, we can do whatever we want, we can have fun, chill out, go to parties, and grow as people, meet other people, develop bonds and friendships and relationships, and everything you would imagine from a good family. Next slide, please. All right, let's talk about Polemic. One of the most prestigious tournaments in the entire circuit. We've been doing it for 16 years. Ramjas Debating Society has the legacy of organizing its annual parliamentary debating tournament. Polemic has been going on for 16 years, and it has witnessed great minds from across the world discussing ideas, discussing and debating on ideas from politics, theories, policies, norms, narratives, art, a kitchen utensil, or whether you should use a pen or a pencil, which brand of pen you should use, whatever, anything that comes up to your mind, any philosophical debate, any practical debate, any pragmatic debate, a debate whether what's better, fruity or maza, is something that comes under the ambit of debating. You can debate about whatever you want. So these minds come about and give us arguments on what they think is whichever side they're assigned, and then they tell us why their side is correct. And then you get to see the clash of wits, the battle of wits, wherein the most successful minds emerge as victorious as a team. It also gives a platform for students to think and critically analyze fundamental notions which shape society as we know it. So a lot of the times, whenever you're thinking about anything in the society, you often take shortcuts. You look at something and you simply assume that it is the truth. Debating asks you to challenge that. In Polemic, we provide you an opportunity, we provide people with an opportunity to come ahead and ask questions about whatever they think has been the truth for years now. They go ahead and have an opportunity to think critically as to why something is true, or why something can be wrong, or could have been wrong, or certain part of it could have been wrong. So this platform every year attracts participation from colleges across the India, be it IITs, national law universities, or any other colleges in India. Moreover, it also attracts participation from international universities, for example, National University of Singapore, University of Oxford, King's College London, or London School of Economics. Moreover, the good news is Polemic 2022 will be held from 25th to 27th February 2022. So we're eagerly waiting for all of you to come and join us in organizing maybe most likely the best Polemic we've ever organized. Next slide, please. All right, so Agastya talked about CVs. What is shown on your debating CV, if I may? Debating CV is the CV where you show what you have done in terms of your debating career. So from our society, we have had many marvelous minds representing not just Ramjas College, not just this society, but the entire nation at several prestigious tournaments. The first few of them being they became the finalists at Cambridge Ivy ESL category in 2020. Then they became pre-semi-finalist in Oxford Ivy ESL 2020. They became the first ever team from India to break at either of these tournaments. Breaking means qualifying for the final rounds. So these were prestigious teams which broke in these prestigious tournaments for the first time from India. We have also had finalists from ADT 2020, partial octofinalists from Asia British Parliamentary, which is basically the largest British parliamentary tournament in Asia. We have also had quarterfinalists in Indian Women Debating Championship. We have quarterfinalists at Pakistan Debate Open 2021. These are people that have just spoken to you. These are people that you have seen faces of. Next slide, please. We have also had people representing our college and winning at tournaments within this country as well. So JDMC PD, RML Novice, PEC Novice, which was a very fun tournament, finals at SBS, Hansraj, Stephens Pro-Am, DTU, Credence, semi-finalists at KMC Freshers, Symbiosis, Rahat, DSC, all of these different colleges. Apart from these, we also had 10 best adjudicator prizes wherein people from our colleges have been selected as the best judges in the entire tournament at 10 different tournaments. We've also had 8 fresher breaks, 12 senior breaks, and 7 best speakers, which is why the Ramjas Debating Society has had a legacy of producing the brightest minds in this circuit, and we are eager to see you become a part of that prestige and that legacy. Thank you very much. Over to the next one. Over to the next speaker.
Greetings, everyone.
Sunny, sorry.
Yes, Palak.
Before we move on, like there's something that I would just like to clarify. Given that we are 2 wings that operate with 2 different languages, if you are a person who's not very confident or comfortable with either of the languages, you don't have to worry about it a lot. While we train you with debating and also like how to approach debating as an activity and also the research that goes on with being a debater, we'll also like train you and help you out with your language proficiency, provided you would want us to do that. And it's really important for all of you to also know that we want that in debating, you are not judged on how proficient or fluid you are with your language. Unlike how debating happens within schools where you are supposed to, use quotes and fancy words and some ornamental language, this isn't how college debating functions. What matters is your argument, your logic, and the evidence and examples you are using to substantiate your claims. It doesn't really matter how good your accent is or like how fluid the way you speak is. So just in case you are having second thoughts about giving the auditions because you aren't comfortable with the language, we highly suggest you that please go ahead with that. Number 1, we'll make sure that you aren't made to feel insecure about your language proficiency. And number 2, if you want us to help you out with it, we'll surely do that. Thank you, Sunny. Go on.
Greetings, everyone. This is Sunny Singh from Department of Political Science, 3rd year. So I'll be sharing with you all my experience in the society till now. I am a member of the society from the 1st year itself, that is from 2019. And what to say, I mean, it's very difficult to summarize my experience in the society in a small amount of time. Everything which is related to the society, the seniors, my peers, the second years which I had, or everyone whom I encountered in this society has been so friendly and accessible to me that I never had any complaints about them. Like I never felt left out, or I was never judged by anyone. Like whenever you join a new society or a new place, the biggest fear that you have in your mind is that you'll be judged by other people. How will they perceive what you say? How will they accept you within their space or not? This is something which I clearly did not face at all, and I'm sure and I guarantee you that you all will also not face. We as seniors will try our best to accommodate you all in the society. And after seniors, after talking about the people in the society, I would also like to talk about my experience in tournaments. I have been a part of both online and offline tournaments. It's been more than 15 tournaments for me till now, and the experience has been varied. We do not say that you will only have to go to tournaments, debate there, win prizes, or do not win in some cases. But it's an overall experience. It's a comprehensive experience that includes learning, fun, partying, talking with other people, making friends, as they've said, and many other things in society. The slide which is being shared here encapsulates some of those moments in which, in one of them, we went for a tournament, one is of a party, one is of a session, one is of a meeting, and the other two are, and one is of chilling in the college, just like that. So anything and everything you can experience in society, and with utmost fun and resilience and vigor. We talk about things, we talk on different political, economic, social, spiritual, and all kinds of issues. We talk about different movements which are going on in the society. We relate with them. So so apart from all this, apart from debating as a formal activity, you also get to learn about things in general knowledge. Like if you are studying for something, some exams or anything, and if you're a part of the debating society, and if you devote the required time in the society, you will have much knowledge of the things which are going around you in the society in a very easy manner. Because the sessions which are organized, the mocks which are conducted, they do not only help you in speaking eloquently, but also speaking from a position of authority, from a position of knowledge, that you know certain things, that you can talk on certain things in the society. And many times it happens that whenever we are in a conversation with, especially with unknown people, or like we go to a group discussion and we are not able to say things, that will not happen once you come into society. But one thing that I would like to make very clear here is that you will have to invest some time in the society at least, so as to reach to that level. It's not that you will come in the society, you will attend sessions, attend mocks, and everything will come to you in a magical way. No, you will have to read up, you will have to listen to different debates, you will have to make points, you have to make notes and work upon your skills. So and in that, you do not have to do it alone. We will be there at all points with you throughout this journey. So it will be on both sides. You put some effort, we put some effort, and we grow together. And I think that is one of the major focus and major purposes of the Debating Society. And we would like to assure you that we will try to keep up to that, and we expect your full cooperation in that. Thank you so much, and happy debating, or like, welcome to Ramjas.
Yeah, am I audible? Yeah, so hi, I'm Arman. I'm a third year political science student. I think everyone has already done a meticulous job elaborating on the formal aspects of the debating society, or the thing why the debating society exists. And I think Sunny has also in a great way talked about the other aspect of it. However, I would like to add a bit more to the informal, indirect, unconscious ways in which a debating society influences you. And I will try to elaborate it a bit through an allegorical way with my own expression, so that you would be able to understand what I'm trying to talk about. So when I was giving the audition for DepSoc, and they asked me, the interviewers, why I wanted to join DepSoc, as an eager 12th grad, full of expressions, I just said that I really like to express my opinions, and I often feel that I am not able to convince other people. That's why the reason why I want to join DepSoc is so that I am able to convince other people. Everyone in the interview room were very, nice. They were really accepting. They were listening to me, and I got in. And over the sessions, I realized that what I was striving for was probably not the most ideal thing. As I attended the sessions, started talking to more people, I realized that for debating, the most important thing is not just convincing, it's actually a form of communication. What's really important, and I think that's something Harshita pointed out with adjudication, is listening, active listening. What kind of listening is something which is also influenced in DepSoc. And I would like to extend this to the whole of Ramjas. Like, I don't want to be a bit chauvinist, but I think the reason why Ramjas as well as Ramjas Debating Society are better than other societies and other colleges in DU is because not of its infrastructure or its like economic abilities, but the sheer diversity that it has. Now, it might sound a bit, cliched, but I'll try to tell you why this diversity matters. Like, I was coming from a bubble. Like, my opinions were the same as the opinions of my friends. I'm sure there were disagreements, but not drastic disagreements. But the moment I sat in my class, I realized that there are people who have had a different experience than me, a different struggle than me, have had different discriminations than me, which I just didn't realize existed on paper. Like, sure, must have read on news, but actively conversing with people who are going through that is something which was just beyond fathomable. As you sit in that class, a communitarian class, and then you realize that, wow, these are people who are having such different experiences, you tend to, your thought process tends to change and become a bit more accommodating. What you are saying does not become authoritative. What you are saying ends up becoming, more accepting towards others, accepting towards other viewpoints. You become a bit more, a greater listener, to say that, at the least. But how debating society influences that more so a diverse debating society is that it provides you a channel to express those viewpoints. It provides you a channel to go ahead and rationally think these things out. There is nothing which is not under the ambit of thinking. Like, there is no absolute truths. You are there to debate it out. But the fact is that debating society teaches you to debate it out in an ethical manner, in a manner which is not aggressive, in a manner which is not dismissive, in a manner which is going to affect you unconsciously throughout in life, is something which matters a lot. And I just wanted to add that the sessions that happen, right, they are something which really influence you, because these are sessions which are happening with your own peers. Like in DepSoc, we don't like to believe a certain sort of hierarchy that मैं senior ho and tum junior ho. Everyone is equal and everyone is equally criticizable. But since these sessions are happening by our peers, these aren't like old 40-year-old teachers who are going to talk to you about 2000-year-old Plato and Aristotle. These are people who are talking about issues that happen in everyday life. Like, the fact is that we can have a debate on something, let's say love is the death of duty, is something which is just like out of, So that's why hopefully if you do decide to get in, and all the best with that, do try to attend sessions. And even despite the pandemic, we were able to go through and conduct our tournament, and that's just something beyond imaginable. And these kind of things, even though we were there in college for 8 months, these kind of things still stick with us, offline or online. So just take all that things in mind and just be aware of the unconscious ways in which DepSoc influences you. Thank you. That's all the best.
Guys, give us a second. The speaker is facing some connectivity issues.
Hi, can someone confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible, Palkan.
Thank God. Okay, so now we'll talk about the training sessions that will happen after your inductions. So you don't have to worry about not knowing about what debating is or about different topics like feminism, caste, or international relation. All the seniors here will help you out, and will do so by conducting training sessions. We'll also be doing mocks. In these mock debates, we'll be teaching you different formats of debating, and you'll be given feedbacks. That is the adging that we talked about. You'll be taught how to do adging and how a feedback is given, and through that way you can prepare yourself for the upcoming fresher season and for the debates. So these mocks will be kept regularly, and all your seniors will help you know the techniques of debating, like framing arguments and structuring speeches, how exactly that is done, and about different debating roles and everything that all of your doubts that you have regarding what debating is and what you have to do in the society, it all will be clear after your inductions and the auditions. So you don't have to worry about how you will pull through it, because you have all of your seniors will help you out in that regard. We'll also provide you with a lot of resources, and will help you understand the nitty-gritty of debating and different topics that are a part of the debates that you'll be a part of in the fresher season and in the tournament that you'll be participating in. So these training sessions will happen right after the auditions and after the inductions, and will give you the exact schedule and how and when that will happen. Yeah, we can move to the next slide. So now comes the most important question: what is the audition timeline? So we'll be starting. First of all, we'll be floating out the registration forms. The registration forms will be open till 9th of December. So before that, you can register yourself for trials in both the wings. In that form, you'll have the option to choose either of the wings or both of them. You can sit for the trials for both the wings, and there is no language barrier. If you are not fluent in either of the languages, still you can sit for the trials and get selected for the wing. Also, for the English wing specifically, there will be 3 rounds of audition. The first round of the audition, that is the group discussion, it will start from 11th December. You will be given prior details of the timings and everything. The topics for the group discussion in the further rounds will be given impromptu. In case of group discussion, given during that, and it will be done through an online meeting only. The topics, you'll be given like roughly 5 to 10 minutes to prepare, but all the details regarding how exactly the rounds will be done will also be floated out later. That is right after the registration forms closes. After the group discussion, that's on 11th of December, you'll have the conventional that will stretch from 14th to 16th. Of course, when you clear the group discussion, you'll be called for the second round. The topics will be given impromptu only, and you'll have 5 minutes to prepare. And the final round is a personal interview, wherein we'll try to personally analyze what kind of person you are in your skills and everything. And that third round, that is the personal interview, will happen from 19th on. Repeating again that you can sit for both you can sit for trials for both the wings. All the details and everything will be shared, so you don't have to worry at all. We have all your email IDs and numbers. We'll be floating out the registration form right on the YouTube chat and also on the WhatsApp chats as well. So you can fill that registration form and save your seat for the trials and everything to be part of the debating society. Also, about the fresher season. The fresher season will happen first after the inductions. You'll go through our training sessions. There's no exactly any restriction that you have to wait for a fresher season. If you want to, you can still participate in all the other debate competitions that are still happening. They happen on weekly basis and almost every weekend. So you can participate in those tournaments. We'll of course tell you what tournaments you can participate on, and all the details will also be shared then and there. But also for the fresher season, we'll personally train you and guide you guys as we can. Now with question answers for both the wings. You can type that down on YouTube. Yeah.
Before we move on to answer each one of your queries, I'll put it out forward that you have to maintain a specific sort of space in the society, and we have a strict code of conduct to ensure that no one gets hurt and no one's interests are violated. In that, I mean that there are ECAC guidelines and a code of conduct for the society in place, and you have to follow them. And if you do not adhere to them, you will be removed from the society. These things include having to maintain a specific attendance and being active in the society, not respecting other people's opinions and not violating their space and saying horrible things to them. And no matter how different your opinions are, no matter how different your ideological beliefs are, at no point will you harm the other's safe space by saying things that might hurt them. We are very strict about following this, and these things will not be tolerated. The things we talk about, they're not just academic discussions, right? They're actual issues that people experience on a daily basis. In that regard, you'll have to be sensitive about other people. We'll have to be considerate. We will not tolerate insensitivity of any sorts. It also means during auditions, be respectful to the people that take your auditions. Text them in a respectable way. Do not reach out to them and send them weird texts. I received a lot of them when I gave out my number for the registrations. Don't do that. I'll block you. I'll not take any of your questions. Okay. More than that, all the best for the auditions. Do not worry. Do not get intimidated by any of this. We'll help you out along the way. This is not as tough as it looks. It's a very safe space. We help each other out. We grow together. With that, let's take questions.
I've just floated out the registration form. It's on the YouTube chat. We'll be sending that on the WhatsApp groups as well, so you don't have to worry about the accessibility.
Okay. Questions. I'm Sunny, जो तुमने WhatsApp पे भेजा ना वो ले रही.
Harshita, I believe we should first address our parameters of getting people in the auditions. I believe a lot of people would have questions that on what basis do we decide which people go through the auditions and which people do not.
So the auditions are never about who speaks in the most fluent way. We don't judge you on your linguistic skills. Language is not a basis on what we judge you on. We judge you on your ability to think, how critically you think, how well you can reason the stuff that you believe in. And secondarily, we also judge you on the basis of how open you are to other people's opinion and how you can critically analyze them and put them in perspective. They're never about how well versed you are or how long you can speak for. We'll help you with that. The main basis of us taking these trials is to be able to see how well you can reason out any of the arguments that you make.
Also, एक second. Also, in the auditions, we don't really expect you to have a very extensive knowledge of the topics that are given to you. Like, we won't give you very specific kind of topics. They would just be issues that you, as a person who has already passed through school, is expected to know about. It would be these sorts of issues, and we won't really expect you to know about all of them. And yes, we won't text you on statistics or facts at all. That is not what debating is about. And as Harshita said, all we want to see is what is your personal logical way to reach out to conclusions. And if you hold certain beliefs, you should be able to reason to us why are your beliefs something that a person who holds beliefs that are opposite to you think. That's essentially what we are looking for. Ability to communicate and logically explaining your arguments. That's it. Nothing else.
Harshima, do you want to take questions first from the chat box?
हाँ sure. तो लाइक एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन ये भी था कि क्या 13 दिसंबर को तीनों राउंड एक साथ होंगे, तो एक दिन तीनों राउंड नहीं होते एक साथ। 13 दिसंबर से ऑडिशन प्रोसेस शुरू होगा जिसमें सिर्फ राउंड 1 हम लेंगे। उसके बाद आपको बता दिया जाएगा कि राउंड 2 और राउंड 3 कब होगा। Do you see another question?
Yeah. So I see a question floating around. Ki what will be the topics that we ask you about in the auditions? Don't worry, guys. The topics will be very common knowledge, very simple. And if somewhere you don't understand anything, you can ask them to us, and we'll explain you guys. We'll give you very simple topics that you are familiar with and something that you can think upon. They won't be very research based and fact things that you might need extra knowledge to. That's not something that we'll do. The trials I'm putting it out there again, the trials for the English wing start from the 11th of December. We have 3 rounds. The Hindi wing auditions start from 13th December. To participate in the trials, we floated around the registration form. We'll circulate these in the WhatsApp group as well, so you can register there. Now, to all those people who have other appointments those days, which they can't back out of, I would recommend reaching out to us personally, and we'll see what we can do for you, and we'll try and accommodate you in these auditions. We'll do our best to make sure that we can do that. So don't worry about it. Text us on WhatsApp and we'll see where we go from there. The dates for the trials is something that I've talked about. What is the range done? How does one prepare for trials? There's no such preparation needed for these trials. They will be very simple, and we'll tell you about them on that moment. And there's no extra preparation required for it. Is it possible to join Hindi DepSoc with other society? Can that be for English as well? Sure, you can. If you have the time and energy to invest time in more societies, do that. But I would advise you that take part in societies that you can actually invest your time in. Because every society expects some sort of efforts with you. So have that conversation with those societies before taking part in them and giving name to every society, because each society will take some amount of your time and you'll have to give that to get better. Say for debating society, you have to give that time to get better at debating. So in that regard, prioritize which societies you want to take part in. The debating tournaments happen on a weekly basis, but specifically the fresher season for you guys starts mid-January, and then debating tournaments will take place. Will this group help in UPSC preparation? No, it won't. Please don't expect us to. Moving on. Will trials take place only once a year? Yes, but if you do have anything that you want us to consider while taking trials, you can always personally text us and we'll accommodate you. We'll talk to you about it. We are open to you reaching out to us and share any problem that you have with us, and that's something that we'll accommodate. Other than that, are there any questions?
Yes, there was this question about like students who have received ECA admission through debating. If you are an ECA student who has specifically got admission into the college through debating, be it for Hindi or English, you don't have to go through the auditions. You are automatically a part of the debating society. And as ECA students, like, while it's something that all society members are supposed to do, but particularly as ECA students, you are supposed to fulfill a specific amount of quota for your of participation in number of debate tournaments. And in case you are not able to fulfill your commitments to the debating society, like there are chances that your admissions might also get cancelled. But as an ECA student, you are automatically a part of the society through the activity via which you got admission into the college. And there was another question regarding training sessions. Like someone asked that even if they aren't able to go through the auditions, can they sit in the training sessions? Yes, of course you can do that. The training sessions for both the wing, be it Hindi or English, they are open for everyone. And there might be specific topics that can interest people. And even if they don't really have any particular interest in debating, and yes, we actually appreciate people coming out, sitting in our sessions and participating in them. And we like highly encourage you to do so, even if you don't go through the auditions, because number one, there's always next year to go through the audition, and number two, it will just like expand your knowledge, and that's why you get into a college to know the world better. And yes, that's essentially why you should sit in training sessions, and they are open for everyone.
There's also the question about the number of days or the number of the hours. कि आपको कितना कंट्रीब्यूट करना है या पार्टिसिपेट करना है सोसाइटी में. तो जब हम ऑफलाइन होते हैं तो हम रेगुलर सेशंस रखते हैं, तो आपको लाइक अपने क्लासेस के बाद हम 2 to 3 आवर्स हम रेगुलरली आपको सोसाइटी में कंट्रीब्यूट करना पड़ता है, डिबेट करना पड़ता है. आपको ट्रेनिंग सेशंस और मॉक सेशंस में अपना 75% अटेंडेंस देना होता है, जो आपको पहले भी बताया गया है. और ऑनलाइन में अगर बात करें तो हम शुरू में तो रेगुलर सेशंस रखते हैं, लेकिन आगे जाकर हम ऑल्टरनेटिव सेशंस भी रख सकते हैं. लेकिन आपको रोज रेगुलरली 2 to 3 आवर्स आपको निकालने पड़ेंगे डिबेट के लिए.
Mainly the questions are about the timing issues, and the timing issues, like a lot of you have that question. Again, it's your time. You know what kind of activities interest you. You know how much time you have to put into your academics and what academic goal you have for yourself. And according to that, you have to time yourself eventually. And like just as seniors, and as Harshita said, what we can totally advise you is that prioritize what activities you want to really participate into. Don't get into the society because you think it would look good in your CV, because if you enter into 5 societies at once and you are unable to juggle any of them, you for sure won't be able to go through them even through your first year. If you are very lucky, you might be able to still manage them through your second year. But in order to receive an ECAC certificate, you have to stay in a society for 3 years. Like, you have to be there till your last year in college. And if you perform poor, like if you aren't able to fulfill the commitments of any of your societies, you won't be able to stay there. There won't be anything on your CV. And it's better to be honest about this question of how much time you can give to a society in your interview when you are asked about it. So this is a question that we don't have an answer to. You yourself have to know your own priorities. Also, another question about auditions. As we have repeatedly told you, you don't need any specific kind of preparation for that. We aren't looking for very deep insight. We aren't looking for very good speaking skills. We aren't looking for any of that. You just have to come up, conversate with us, and tell us what your opinions are and why do you hold certain opinions. That's all that we look for. You don't have to prepare for anything.
Also, for the question about what exactly the audition would look like, and if it's on the very same day, like on a single day, the audition audition process stretched across like 2 weeks, and you won't require to spend more than an hour or two for each round. So we won't be taking that much of a time. The first audition round for English Wing will start from 11th December. The details about it will be shared before the round as well. As for the GD, someone asked that how many members happen. Each GD consists of between 6 members, and after that, if you are selected, you will be informed beforehand that if you go to the next round, that is the conventionals. The details regarding conventional will tell you guys about that after the first round. So in case you wish to communicate, you can do so with the numbers it's been given to you, or through auditions will be held online. Assuming that there are no more questions, you can feel free to reach us out on the phone numbers that's been given on the poster, and our social media handle has been told on the YouTube chat as well. We are hoping to see you guys in the audition rounds, and we wish all the best for the upcoming rounds as well. All right, can someone else also, if someone wants to say anything?
Yes, also we'll be sending you out a link for a debate. Like, it's a debate of really good international debaters, so we don't really want you to get intimidated by it. We don't expect you to start debating like that within a week or even a few months of coming into the debating society. Like, the video that we'll send, the link that we'll send out, and the debate that it would have, it would be of very, very experienced debaters who have been debating for years now. So please don't get intimidated by it, and please don't think that those are the kind of expectations that you necessarily will have to fulfill. We are just floating out the link so that you can have a rough idea of what parliamentary debating looks like, because we believe that we can't really explain it to you orally, and it would be better if you could just go through the video once. And once again, please don't get intimidated by it.
Also, there was a question before the what is RDSA and RDSC. Yeah, these are just the groups that we've made for communicating to you about the orientation and about the links regarding the upcoming registration and auditions. We'll be sending you the link of registration form on those groups as well. And after this, those registrations that we've received, we'll be making another group wherein we'll inform you guys regarding the rounds in the audition.
And also, after filling registration link, we'll send you the WhatsApp group link on your email IDs. So please be active on your email IDs as well. And कोई भी WhatsApp ग्रुप को ज्वाइन करने के लिए या फिर आपको जो ऑडिशन का प्रोसेस है वो सब आपको ईमेल आईडी पे जो लिंक भेजा जाएगा रजिस्ट्रेशंस के बाद आप उसको ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, और उसी ग्रुप में आपको बाकी इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दी जाएगी ऑडिशंस के बारे में. तो प्लीज अपना ईमेल आईडी चेक जरूर कीजिएगा, आपको वहीं पे इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगा once you have registered.
There is also a question about society's LinkedIn account. So as of now, we don't have an official LinkedIn account, but soon we'll have, and we'll share it with you all. Thank you.
We do have our account on Facebook and Instagram. So if you are looking out for updates regarding the auditions, like we suggest you look onto our socials so that you don't miss on to anything, and you can also reach us out from there.
Now we'll be concluding the orientation. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the orientation. We're very excited for the fresher season in the induction process. See you for the auditions.